beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destiny Serendipity of Aeons. We're here, and I totally forgot that June is horribly beat up. Our poor June. Beat up by this woman. Azucena turns to Naoki, who looks like he's barely restraining his anger. The man who tied up my loose ends 3 years ago will help tie up the last one. A kind of poetic end to a long drawn-out story, right? If you should decide to resist or wake up the detective after all, then after you attend your brother's funeral, you can join him in death. Vampires enjoy sleeping in coffins, right? A deep, intense hatred burns in Naoki's eyes, but he doesn't answer her or make any other moves. Azu smirks at him, and then she looks at me. The girl's coming with me. Excuse me? Taka tries to move, ignoring Aurelia, but Azucena motions to one of her lackeys, and one of them dashes forward to me. I don't like you. The next thing I know, the vampire grabs me with one arm and my waist and... Wait, what? Grabs me with one arm around my waist and wraps a hand around my throat, squeezing painfully. As much as it hurts though, as much as I'm scared, I'm even angrier that they're using me against Takumi. I'm supposed to be his partner, not some damsel in distress. But when I manage to turn my watering eyes towards Takumi, I can see he's just as pissed. He shoves Aurelia away and lunges for the vampire holding me. Chaos erupts in the room the moment Takumi pulls out a dagger. June breaks the leg of the vampire who is holding him down. As he screams in pain, Neo speeds over in a blur. He pushes the vampire, sending him flying into a wall. He slumps down with a loud groan. Aurelia hops into the air, her wings fluttering behind her, and delivers a swift kick to the vampire holding me. She grabs my wrist, pulling me away from the vampire as we step back just in time to avoid Takumi's dagger sinking into his stomach. Takumi follows up with several more stabs, and I can't help but cringe, still unused to the raw violence. Behind Takumi, I see another vampire charge forward, knife in hand. Oh no, you fucking don't! I push my hands outward to create a shooter on Takumi, but the vampire suddenly screams in pain. The knife falls from his hand, and he drops to his knees with a gurgle. Blood drips from his mouth, ears, and nose, and he just drops to the ground, completely still. Oh god, what did I do? Oh god, no! I can't feel myself shaking. Did I do that? I could have sworn. I thought someone else did that before I threw up a shield. I can feel myself shaking. I can't take my eyes off the motionless form on the ground. I hear my... Whoa. I hear a metallic click right next to my head, and a feeling of cold metal settling against my temple. In this moment of stillness and absolute fear, my eyes drift to Takumi. I see that he's grappling with the other vampire that held me. He's lying on the floor on his back, a knee in the vampire's stomach, and he's relentlessly stabbing him. I know he's doing it to survive, but it's an image I don't think I'll ever forget. Tossing the vampire off of him, he rolls to his knees. He's about to get up when he looks at me, then at the gun pointed right at me. And finally at Azucena behind me. No. There are some questions you should be asking yourself right now. Should yet another person die because of you? Is your comatose brother really worth your pretty little girlfriend dying? Will you make yet another mistake due to your own recklessness? Can you live with the guilt of this one? Taku is visibly thrown off and stares at her with wide eyes, trembling. Even in the tense situation, I find myself wondering what Azucena is talking about. Mistake? Does she know something in Takumi's past? He doesn't react, even as the other vampire rips his dagger away from him and throws it. He then jerks Takumi's arm behind his back, holding them there, and Takumi just lets him. I'm scared, terrified out of my mind, but I try not to let it show. Excuse me. I feel like my smile comes out as a grimace instead. Taku, remember, I'm immortal, so there's nothing she can do to me. Azucena practically whispers, all traces of her smile gone. I'm so terribly curious to see what will happen to you then. A sort of primal fear grips me as I realize that I am prey, in the clutches of a predator. She looks at Taku. Hey kid, is it true? Is even your girlfriend more powerful than you? Something flashes into Takumi's eyes, and I swear I see him twitch. He tilts his head, his eyes wide and uneven. Why don't you find out? With that, he headbutts the vampire behind him, breaks free of his grip, and lunges for Azucena. Uh-oh. Am I dead? But as he does, I hear an extremely loud bang go off. I feel cold, strange. Everything shifts and turns around me. Oh, I'm falling. I can't hear anything. Just a high-pitched sound ringing through my head. There's something warm flowing down my ear. I want to reach up to touch my face. There's an obscenely searing pain in my head, my face, or maybe it's everywhere. It hurts so much it seems to overtake everything. But I don't reach up. I don't move. Not really. All I can do is fall, and all I can see is the abject horror in Takumi's eyes as he reaches out to me. Everything feels extremely far away, like the world is fraying at the edges, slowly disappearing. Oh, I must have been shot. No, Takumi will be sad. He'll blame himself. It's too hard to think. It's beginning to be too hard to read, too. The darkness swallows me as I feel my consciousness slip away. I feel my body hit the ground, and then, you guys probably can't even see that. I can't even really see it. Chapter 11, Daywalker. All there is darkness. Sometimes I dream things. It's strange. Am I being reincarnated? Because I'm immortal? Sometimes I can't remember the dreams. Other times I only know that I did dream. But trying to remember them feels like trying to gather water with a sieve. Time passes, I think. Maybe? I dream about many things. Shizuka, my childhood memories, the ritual, and the time I spent together with Takumi and Yazu. There's one dream in particular that stays so vivid in my mind. It's a dream of one of the last times I can remember with all three of us being together. I'm talking to Yasuhiro. The evening sky casts its light upon his beautiful face. He curiously looks down at me as I shuffle my feet, a patient, good-natured smile on his face. Yasu is really handsome and cool. Plus, he's a teenager, so I can't really be his girlfriend. But I'll be a teenager too, soon. Can we see him? I'm already 12, so why won't he look my way? Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Oh, that's so cute and sad. Oh, I mumble. I smile, but I can't manage to look directly into his violet eyes. Even still, I have to confess to him. He has to know. I need to tell him. I continue. I just wanted to tell you... Yasu's eyes immediately widen and move from my face to something to his side. I turn to follow where he's looking. All I get is a glimpse of white hair and yellow before Takumi throws his arm around my neck. It's all I have time to process before we fall over from the force of the sudden hug. Ah, Taku! We both fall to the ground, Taku half on top of me. He pushes himself up and looks down at me, smug. Angry, I push him off of me. I glare at him as we both sit on the ground. Taku, what the heck? I continue to stare at a blank Takumi, demanding an answer. He looks away, clearly troubled before turning red. He jumps up and begins to stammer. I just thought you had a bug on you. So you hugged me? You hugged the bug away? I stand up, falling my hands. I lean forward into Taku's face, and he reflexively leans back. So you tackled me? What kind of bug needs to be tackled? Taku simply stares back at me with wide eyes. Silence stands between us. At least until I hear laughter. We both turn to look at Yazu, who's now nearly bent over, wheezing with laughter. What? Yazu slaps his leg in mirth, and Taku and I both frown. You two you're so weird. Hey! Taku begins, unhappy. I feel my face become warm as I realize that my crush thinks I'm weird. Thanks to freaking Taku. Yazu stands up straight, then wiping his eye. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. Especially when we've got each other to be weird with. You two will make a cute couple someday. Oh, shock to my little 12-year-old heart. What? I screech in a high-pitched voice, causing Yasu to start laughing all over again. How could this have gone any worse? I'm so mad at Taku that I don't even bother to look at his reaction to this. Later, I would scold Taku for bothering me and giving Yasu the wrong idea. But he only listened with a sad smile. Back then, I couldn't possibly have imagined that I would want Yasu to be right about us. I opened my eyes to a now familiar place. Wow, how long did it take for me to come back? I was shot in the head, was I? No, that's some scary crap. So I'm so very tired, my whole body feels so heavy. I almost want to give in and close my eyes again and simply sleep. I allow myself to just stare out the window, my eyes going out of focus. I watch the stars twinkling into existence in the night as they always do. Oh, hey! I don't know how much time passes, but the bedroom door opens and I automatically turn to look. Seeing Aurelia gives me a sense of both relief and disappointment as she turns on a light. You're awake. She quickly checks me over, putting her cool hands on my head. I sigh at the unexpectedly soothing feeling of her skin against mine. After she finishes, she begins to explain what happened to me. You've been asleep for over a week. Holy crap! But obviously you didn't die even after suffering a shot to the head. You've got a pretty nice scar to commemorate it, though. Aurelia touches my hair on the side of my head. I touch the painful scar myself, feeling the rough, unfamiliar pattern under my hair. What happened to Azucena? Is Takumi alright? Naoki was able to subdue Azucena with Takumi's help. He went completely crazy and was able to disarm her. Takumi was like an animal, desperate and wild, and like nothing I've seen from a human in years. He was completely out of control. Along with Azucena losing you and June, her trump cards, she ordered a retreat. She probably guessed she'd had done enough, with you apparently dead. June tried to hold Takumi back while Nao and I examined you, but even for him it was hard. Aurelia explains that when Naoki told him that my heart was beating, Takumi finally calmed down. Wide-eyed, he broke down into tears and started sobbing. Naoki suggested that I'd be taken to the hospital, but Aurelia had objected. She thought that Azucena might attempt to finish me off, or at least try to capture me again. So they brought another healer in that Taku apparently knew well. But Taku wouldn't stop crying. It was like he was a broken man. Neither Naoki or Junichi knew what to do with him and I eventually got so frustrated with him while we were trying to help you that I told him to just get out if he was going to be like that. Aurelia looks away. I regret that. Taku left then, sobbing about how he couldn't stop what happened to you, how he couldn't help you now, and how he was so useless. He hasn't been seen since. Holy crap! Takumi has been gone for a week? My nose is so itchy. Aurelia seems more than ashamed of her actions, so I don't feel a need to say more. Taku, I'll leave you alone for a while. I've got some things to do now that you're awake. Aurelia leaves me with my thoughts, and soon enough I find myself crying out of stress and frustration of the whole situation. I stay in bed the whole night, still exhausted from healing. Before sleep can come, my thoughts drift to Shizuka. Excuse me. What did she do to Yazu back then? Can I even undo it? Whatever the answers are, I know that I had to find Takumi first. The next day, when I wake up, even though Aurelia tried to dissuade me, I left the house to look for Taku. I decided to go to Jinsu and ask him for help to find him. Oh, Jinsu is so good looking. Literally a cutie. I would totally jump into his arms if he was the first option that we could have picked. I'm still exhausted, but I now stand in front of the detective. Having explained the situation to him, I await his answer. Of course I will. It's my duty, especially after what happened to Yazu. If he ever woke up, I know that he'd want to know his little brother was safe. I look up at Jinsu in surprise. His words bring back a thought I had last night. That's right. Actually, we might be able to wake Yazu up. It's a long shot, but I want to talk to Naoki again. I remember him saying something about having an idea to wake him up. Really? If so, then what are we waiting for? Yazu could have the plug pulled on him at any time. We need to go down there immediately. I nod, terrified by the thought that they could have killed Yazu while I slept in a coma of my own. With Jinsu grabbing his hat on the way out, we leave to find Naoki. Jinsu and I enter Naoki's classroom to find him just about to leave for the day. Professor Okura, it's you. So you really did survive. You may very well be immortal. Yeah. Thank you for helping me. You had no reason to do so, but you did anyway. I had no reason not to do so either. Naoki bends down to stuff his papers into his briefcase. Unable to argue with Professor Okura's logic, I change the subject. I'm here because... Do you remember talking about there being a way to wake Detective Yasuhiro up? Naoki slings his briefcase over his shoulder and looks at me with disinterest. I already figured out the spell and put it aside days ago. Now that I know, I have no interest in it. Really? Well, I'd like to attempt the spell if you show it to me. His whole demeanor changes immediately. You actually want to. Even though you probably killed the man back there with your unstable magic. I know, but Yasuhiro's been in a coma for years. Taku's family can't afford to keep him on life support any longer. If I did somehow kill him, I'd probably be doing him a favor. Everyone's just quiet. Jinsu puts a gentle hand on my shoulder. I understand that this is all or nothing as well. I nod. I'm ready to accept the burden if it happens. But this is his only chance at truly living. I can't let fear stop me from grasping at whatever chance he could have for real life again. Seeing my resolve, Naoki goes to his desk, but he puts his briefcase on it and pulls out a book. I don't do magic myself, but I don't mind trying to teach you what I figured out. It's not a complex spell, at least not the one I found. It's based in death magic. Oh, don't worry, man. I've been just dabbling in death magic lately, so no worries. So there's a price to pay. Of course there is. Naoki nods, but Takumi would pay in a heartbeat, wouldn't he? Teach me, please. I'll try to find some leads on Takumi's whereabouts then. Okay, bye, Jinsu. Jinsu heads off, and not wanting to waste any time, Naoki begins teaching me what he understands of the spell he believes will save Yazu. Because I had studied death magic before, it wasn't that hard for me to understand how I was supposed to perform the spell. As always with death magic, the spell was simple enough. It was always more about the price I was going to have to pay with my soul. After leaving the university, I called up Jinsu and told him to meet me at the hospital. And despite my own nerves, I called up Taku's mom and dad and explained the situation. They told me they would rush right over when they could, so now I prepared alone to go to the hospital to perform this spell that would either save Yazu's life or end it. Well, let's hope we save Yazu's life, because I want to see Yazu awake. When I get to the hospital, Jinsu was there, and so was Yazu's mom and dad. No pressure at all, right? I look down at Yazu's thin and extremely pale form as his mother watches with big worried eyes. Nyoko, it looks like she's trying not to cry, while Tsurumatsu looks just as worried with his arm around her shoulders. Oh, he's so beautiful. Please wake up. Did I ever confess my feelings to him? I take a deep breath and pull up a chair to Yazu's side. I try not to think about how gaunt his face looks or how much life he's lost up till now, and how he might lose it all if I don't do this right. I tug on my necklace, twisting it between my fingers. I feel a little nervous about activating my gear crystal here like this, but the thought of Takumi giving it to me calms me. I hold back the little smile, threatening to form and activate it. Oh right, Takumi and I haven't even discussed what our relationship was. I place my hand slowly, hesitantly on Yazu's head, almost jumping away when I feel how cold he is. If I didn't know any better, I think he was already dead. Keep it together, Michiko. You're his only hope. When I thought your only hope, I thought of J-Hope. I'm your hope. He's so cute. I still myself and close my eyes, taking deep breaths. Alright. Last time we did this on Taku, he dead. He went dead. He went bye-bye. But we had a load save thing. And Naoki helped us there. But Naoki isn't here this time. It's just me. I reach deep within him and see Yazu's soul in my mind. Surrounded by a thick fog, I can barely tell what's what. Somewhere in the distance, I see the light. Trapped and tangled like a fly in a spider web, it sits almost completely engulfed by the fog. That's it. That's what I had to get. Carefully, I work on untangling the web around his soul. Somehow, the power around me, it feels familiar to me. Oh, shit. Investigate the power? This power, it's... Oh shoot, this is a bad choice. Those green eyes staring down at me, so vivid and bright, yet so completely cold and void of emotion. Any words I could say stuck in my throat. I feel like I'm going to pass out again. No. I'm not there. This isn't real. I'm not back there again. With a wave of her hand, my lips snap shut. Now completely paralyzed, all I can do is watch. No! Shizuka kneels in front of me. She takes a small vial of some strange liquid. Please, no. I'm not... This isn't real. Not anymore. This isn't happening. Leave me alone. I don't want to remember. I don't. I start to feel the connection to Yasu's soul start to slip away from me. No, come on, Michiko. Hold it together. I grab onto the web surrounding his soul. Shizuka stares at me, and I can see the green of her eyes start to swirl and change into brown. I feel a sharp pain in mine at the same time. I want to scream as the pain spreads from my eyes to the rest of my body. The pain from the memory feels so real that I desperately grasp onto the web, holding Yazu so as not to let it slip away completely. The force behind it makes it tear away, and I fall apart completely. I did it? A chilling cold settles on me. Something screams. It doesn't sound human. I don't have to open my eyes. I feel the shadows moving closer. One of them passes right through me and I can barely breathe. They move the Yazu, grabbing and clawing at him at his light. No! But I can't move. I can't do anything to help him to stop shadows. This end decided hours. Now, what? feel sick. I understood. I understood. I can't even open my eyes, but I feel some of the shadowy figures looking at me. Woo! No, thank you! Get away from me! Thought be gone, please! Gwen stands right in front of me. I can feel its frosty breath against my skin. Please. Please, no, don't take him. They all whisper at me, but it's all a jumbled mess. I see one of them hold a small flickering light in its hand. Yasu, no! They disappear. Is he dead? Did I choose wrong? I chose wrong, didn't I? Miyoko looks at me. What's wrong? Uh-oh, he's dead. He's dead. Oh my god! He's dead. Just then, Yasu's monitor starts beeping faster. I don't answer. My eyes locked entirely on Yasu. I can almost feel myself being pulled back into the nightmare of that night. Or did I never leave it? Was this all a dream just to escape the pain? No, I'm not back there. I'm here. I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be saving Yasu. Miyoko shakes off her husband's hand and runs to me. She grabs my shoulders and shakes me. I killed him. What's wrong with Chico? I don't know. This is where I'm gonna save for today, though, and I'm gonna play back and ignore it in the next episode, cause I don't think this is the right option. Anywho, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful. I don't like the sounds going on right now. I can't even ignore it. Oh my god. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.